Well, it looks like we're in for another hot week in the UK and another week of honey making. Now, what am I doing today? I am in one of the nuc yards. This one here I've got to go through. These ones we've already given them space. I haven't got any more boxes to give them space, so hopefully everything there produces a super. But we got to go through these bees. Now, judging by how much is flying here, these guys are going to be desperate for space too. Now, I don't need any more bees, but I think there's still 3 weeks at least left of good honey flow here with the bramble and the clover. So we've got to give these guys some space. So we're going to put a queen excluder on absolutely everything. And then we're going to give them a super if we got a super. Otherwise, if not, we're going to have to give them a brood box. And I'll just have to extract brood frames. That's all we can do. So stuff is flying here pretty good. Let's have a look at a few. Full of honey in the top, but not rammed with bees. That could mean a few things. Could mean something swarmed. Let's see, we gave this one eggs start of last month, so this is not going to be amazing, but I say they've requeened. We'll have a look at one more before we get the smoker and dive deep into these guys. Rammed. Is this one the same? Yeah. That's what I thought. Any nuc yard or any yard, there's good ones, there's bad ones, there's average ones. They're all gonna need a box, I think, just so that I can forget about swarming basically, and crack on with other work. So that was going like crazy. Hopefully, did I get that a super? A queen excluder last time I was here. No. So we got to put a queen excluder under there. Stop them filling that top box with brood. So that's what we're doing. And what's in the truck. Now I bought a half a pallet of supers because I didn't think I needed a whole pallet. Turns out that was a mistake. That's the last of the proper supers I've got for Maysmore / BS. All my pain supers is out, so we're going to be using a brood and a super. Does this go in? Yeah, I think I'm in only just though. Better give that a couple more pumps. Right, okay. Let's get into some bees. Right, these ones I've sold. I sold these last week. This one, this one, this one, this one. These two I didn't sell. I think they were virgins or queenless, whatnot. Not a problem there. They're just rammed full of bees, but there was no queen in these. So I'm going to knock any brood and bees in from this down. Queen excluder and leave the top as a super. Same with this one. Nothing to do with these ones because they've got 5 empty frames in the top. Same as that. And then we're going to work right down. Some of these I may have last weekend when I was working in here. I couldn't remember. Did I super some of these with a queen excluder? Yeah, I did. So basically that's what we're doing. Queen excluder, dropping them on top, giving them space. Hopefully this week they'll fill some of them. Right, makes things a bit easier. This one I've already done. As you can see, I've got a queen excluder there. And this is what we're hoping to get. Look at that. Fresh frames of clover honey. So a little bit of management here now. Hopefully we'll resolve in. A lot of honey, hopefully. Honey from Nucs, believe it or not. We don't get to do this most years, but because we made so many splits in the spring, and we're not splitting these Nucs now, we're able to get honey out of them. And the fact, because we're not selling these anymore, they're super strong, and the weather's fantastic. I mean, it's just, you couldn't ask for better conditions really. So I'm just going to double check. I think I've done this, judging by there's a super there. I think I got to this pallet, done that one, so I've got from there downwards to do. That's the problem when you jump on an apiary halfway through, you forget where you got to. And I'm not believing what I'm seeing. Put a queen excluder on that. And it's full. Oh no, I say a lie. I've shaken the bees down and I've moved all this up for them to fill. That's what I've done, yeah, but still. I'm going to put another one on there, turn it into a 4 high box. Oh, here's a nice one by the looks of it. We're going to be able to take some of the honey from here. That's just honey, no brood. Just honey, no brood. This is all honey. I'm gonna pop this off. I'm gonna give him a fresh box. I'm gonna shake all these bees away. So we're giving the bees space so that queen can lay. They're not going to swarm, they're not strong enough. And they're not going to be strong enough for the rest of the season, I don't think. Because in 4 or 5 weeks time it is totally over. So they can lay this up with brood and everything in the top. We'll take that as honey. Queen excluder. I mean, they're pretty strong. Once the brood hatches out, you can see there's a new queen cage in there. This year's queen. But believe it or not, when they finish capping this top box full of honey, that's like a half of a normal super worth of honey, a little bit over being brewed. So you're talking in jars, there'd be over 100 quid worth of honey just in that box. Talking retail, not trade obviously, but you know, a little bit of time spent today going through this yard could help ourselves to a few £1,000s worth of extra honey, which we wouldn't get normally. And since the weather is so good, it's worth doing this work to get it in the bucket or barrel. I am seriously threatening going over the barrels this year. Very, very tempted. We've not handled barrels before, but I bought a barrel of honey the other day. That's in the warming cabinet now. And you know what, it was really easy. Look at this. So if this is full of brood, we're going to have to leave it there. But if there's honey frames in here, like that, we're going to take that, we're going to move it up. Alright, I'll set this on the tripod and you can watch me do this one. Right, frames out of this. Just honey. Brood, you know, something like that's got to stay in there. Brood. Brood. Brood again. This is actually a lovely colony. And then just honey on that one. Checkerboard these guys. Much more likely now to use those two frames. Now they're in the middle. Queen Excluder. I'm going to put that back in there. And I can fill that up with honey. Now normally I couldn't do that either, for another important reason. Most years we make these bees up by constantly feeding them. If whatever the weather is, we feed them, pump them, push the growth, bring them on. Now this year, the weather's been so good, we haven't fed them at all. Probably not for the last 2 months, we haven't fed the Nucs. There's been enough honey coming in themselves. So, for this year, we're definitely taking honey from them. Who knows when we'll get another year as good as this, where we're able to get this extra bit of honey. And just done the same with this one. Honey bound in the middle, shook the frame up, shook the bees off. Fresh frames of foundation in here in the brood box. Queen Excluder, brand new frames of foundation. That's all going to be honey now. Now they've already done a crop. They just got to spend the next few weeks now building the brood up in the middle box. Now here's a tip. I got up to 2 Nucs today. Frames looking amazing. I mean, a bit too much honey on it for my liking for Nucs, but what can you do? You notice there's not that many bees in here. So we've got to find the queen, then we've got to shake frames of bees out of this into this to make this a good nuc to sell. Basically it's warm, there's lots of bees flying, there's less bees needed to keep hive temperature. So you just got to be careful when you pack in bees in the summer and a lot of bees are working, the bees will reduce the bees in the hive, they don't need them for heat. So you just got to make sure you shake more in, so when a customer gets their nuc, it's a star. You don't want them lacking bees whatsoever. Sometimes it's easier doing nucs when it's cold because all the bees are in the hive, but plenty of bees in here. We just gotta get them in the box and then shrink this down to a box. Oh, it makes it easy. Queen's there. Little mark on her. And she goes. There we go, we've basically taken all the strength into this nuc. But you'll be surprised by the time all these bees, the flying bees, they come back in here, there'll be a lot more bees in there than you think. And we've got queen cells coming in Thursday, hoping to do a video Thursday too. And we're going to be dropping cells in the ones we're selling today, and we're going to be making fresh splits and dropping queen cells in on them Thursday too. And a quick look into these, and you'll see there's no honey to steal from this at all, because we are brooding the end frames. So this looks like a nice one. We'll make a nuc of this. So a lot more bees in this box. You don't have to shake so many bees. Right, can you see the queen? She was on this frame. Let you guys play along. Can you see her? What about now? You probably can see her now. There she is. And she has a little mark on it. You'll get a better frame. There you go, that's a better one. one more shake of these. Bit of vegetation on the lid. Tells me it's queenless. Same as that one. We'll drop a cell in this now Thursday and basically forget about it for the season. And when we go down feeding around September time, they'll either be there live and well or a dead out. Alright, last one. Well, I say last one for the video. So I've got this to do and then on to another nuc yard, but for the sake of this video, this is the last one. Another outstanding one by the looks of it. Now, is it all honey or is it brood? That I don't know yet. That one's all honey. That's not helping the bees at all in the brood box. That's just going to make them run out of space and they're going to swarm. And that one's laid up. The queen there, lots of day old eggs in that one, so that one's going to stay. Yeah, we're in the brood here now then, okay. So we'll check the end frame again on the other side. So if I don't take that out, that's just going to be there all season. All honey. So we get 2 new frames of foundation in the brood box. Queen will be able to lay that up. Give them spells more space. Excluder. Box. We will just got stung there. Tuck that up. You know, sometimes you get stung and it just doesn't hurt that much at all. Other times then, you're swearing like a crazy person. And that's it. Some very good strength in there. I bet you some of these nucs are stronger than people's hives. Excellent queens, fresh queens this season. Weather's been outstanding and they're just making the most of it. Now, that's what I'm up to today. Sorting nucs out, taking honey and giving them more space, doing two jobs: stopping swarming and increasing the honey crop. A honey crop which doesn't exist normally, not from the nucs, but this year it's just something special. We got a fair bit of honey from nucs. Well, that's it for the video. Do you guys harvest or get to take honey from nucs in your area or your country? Let me know. Love to hear about it. This is something I've only done a few times over the years. Most of the times we don't get any honey from nucs. Number one, we feed too much when the weather's cold and it's too risky for them to move the setup up into the supers. This year there's no risk of that, and I think we're going to get some delicious clover honey off the back of the job. See you guys in the next video.